piece is knowledge, because you kind of have to know whether you're facing a good deal or not. You have to know the market, because if a lot of times buyers will look at list price and kind of negotiate from that. But you as a real estate agent have to know, is it underpriced? If it's underpriced, maybe going over list price, will solidify getting the deal for your buyer. Or if they're way overpriced, then you can advise your clients not to go with that. But if you've gone back and forth and you've reached what you think is a reasonable amount, either for your seller or for your buyer, you have to be able to let them know, this is a good offer, or this is a good deal, we should proceed. And then the other point is just knowing what can be negotiated. Some people think that, well, it's true, everything is negotiable. You can negotiate, and the more creative you are and thinking outside the box, the easier, if the two parties are completely far apart and you're just kind of trying to think, what can you do to bring the two parties together? It can really help the situation. Things like you can do, you want to talk about repair items, home warranties, the deposit amount. The closing date, I think, is probably the biggest motivating factor for a contract, because if a seller needs to close quickly and your buyer can meet that closing date, that can really, price may not be as important of a factor, if you can meet all of their terms. In creative ways, like I just had a listing where the buyer needed a significant amount in closing costs, but the other buyers did not need closing costs, but they obviously just can't come up with the cash. Another way to kind of counter that for your buyer is to get the lender to pay the closing costs versus having to ask the seller to, if you're in a competitive situation. Rent back is pretty popular now, offering a free rent back if you're a buyer, or just different ways that you can help bring a contract together.